Guys, the chicken is here. We're back today with another home gym video. In today's video, guys, I'm taking a hard stance on this one. This is going to be controversial. Not it might be. This will 100% be controversial. But first, guys, this content you enjoy, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're a new up-and-coming channel, so I appreciate any support from you guys that do happen to stumble across this video. So, here's the problem with all newly made barbells. Now, this was not an issue 3 or 4 years ago. And what I'm talking about is, if you've been watching the channel at all recently, I've been harping on the sleeves on barbells. Now, I know this is a minor, let me just say this as a disclaimer. This is a minor thing. This does not affect the practicality or the actual use of the bar. This does not make a bar a bad bar. This is a personal preference. But I think it's easy enough to fix that it should never be an issue. So, of course, what I'm talking about is the sleeves on the barbells themselves. Now, we'll take a look at, I've got a couple different bars here. We'll take a look at them in a second. But what they started doing a few years ago was they invented what's called a grooved sleeve. Now, a lot of people swear by this, and I'll get into the reasons why and why not in a second, but the idea is that you have these little rivets cut into the sleeves of the barbell, and that allows the plates to stick onto the bar a little bit easier and the collars to grab the bar a little bit easier. Now, from what I've seen, you can have a smooth sleeved barbell as long as you have a somewhat decent collar. It's not a spring collar, basically anything above that. And I mean, collars are not an expensive item. You can get a really nice set of barbell collars for like $20, right? So it's not a huge expense to the user. From what I understand, it's a process in the manufacturing that makes it easier to make the barbell by having these sleeves in them. It just means it's kind of an unfinished sleeve, opposed to actually having it completely smooth and grounded down. The way you know this is you could actually go to a machine shop, if you were, as crazy as Chicken was about this stuff, and go and get them to grind it down. That's going to cost you about as much as it would to buy a new barbell. Extreme example, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, the idea is that it keeps the weight plates and the collars on the bar a little bit easier. Now, I have a Rogue Ohio bar, which all Rogue bars have groove sleeves. Like 99% of all companies only sell bars with groove sleeves. You're hard pressed to find a company that doesn't have them. I've got one here, and it still kind of has them, but they're not as bad. But yeah, so in my experience, the plates slide like crazy. So let's go over and take a look. This is what I'm talking about right here. Just gonna aim this down a little bit. There you go. So I don't know how well the camera's able to show this, but if we look at the sleeve on this barbell, you can actually hear it. You can hear that kind of that scratchy, zippy sound. And it's not super noticeable just like that, but when you put the plates on and off, it's really loud. And not only that, it damages the plates, and it also scratches up the barbell. You can see, like, I've only had this bar for a year, and it's really scratched up just on the sleeves. Now, again, this is an aesthetics thing. This is a picture thing. It's not a performance issue. It doesn't mean that the weights are suddenly going to fall off or anything like that. So I want to be clear that, I'm saying this as a preference thing, not as this is a major issue thing. But to me, it is a major issue because it's silly. Now, if we look at this bar in comparison, let's bring you a little bit closer here. We look at this bar in comparison. This is an American barbell. This is the Elite Stainless Power Bar. I've got a full review on that if you want to check that out. But now you can see there are still very small grooves in it. I don't know how well you can see that. But they're not as bad. And this is a premium bar. I mean, this bar costs like $800. The Rogue bar costs, I don't know, depending where you are, $350 to $500. Depending where you are, this one's $700 to $850, something like that. And it's because it's a better quality product. It's machined better, and yeah. So in my experience, the grooved sleeves, let's take a look here. The groove sleeves here, the idea, like I said, is that they hold on the weights a little bit better. Now, unless you're using kilo plates and you're using a lot of them, it's not going to make a huge difference. Like, for example, if I squat 315, and I've got nice, Olympic plates, they're not like wonky Craigslist things that are flying all over the place, but I've always found that they would always slip and slide everywhere. So the grooves did absolutely nothing for me. Now, I will say that on my other bar, the American bar I was just showing you, these ones, they slip and slide worse than the Ohio bar. But, like, they still slip and slide, so who cares if it slips and slides a little bit worse? Like, the point is that it doesn't negate the fact that you still have to use barbell collars, right? I mean, if that was the case, and you didn't have to use them at all, then yeah, that would be cool. That'd be a nice add-on, but it's not. They still slide up and down. They make a ton of noise, and they damage the plates, versus the other one that slides up and down and makes less noise, and it doesn't damage the plates. So that's why I think they're kind of silly. Now, I understand, in terms of, like what I said, now I haven't used kilo plates on them, so I can't speak for that. From what I understand, when you use kilo plates on the groove sleeves, they do hold them a little bit better, but it's not something that I have any experience with, and I think most people for a home gym, they're probably not using kilo plates. Some people are, but definitely not everybody. And yeah, either way, you still got to use collars. So yeah, and I mean, if you're going to make the argument that it holds the collar better, if you have a decent collar, it's going to stay on the bar, unless the thing's covered in grease or something like that. So that's my rant. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm getting a lot of comments from some of you guys out there that also don't enjoy the groove sleeves and find it annoying. I remember when I first got the bar, that was the first thing I looked up. I was like, why are these so damn noisy? And yeah, it sparked a bit of a discussion. So hopefully we can continue that in the comments. And one day, the fight against groove sleeves will be taken to the highest level, if need be. I'm ready to go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you do like home gym stuff, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be posting lots of it. I got lots of updates and things that I want to do down here in the next year or so. So make sure to subscribe for that. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next one, guys. Check it out.